Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this week's pregame interview. I'm here with head baseball coach Derrion Hardie. Coach and his Trojan squad will be heading down to McPherson, Kansas this weekend to face Central Christian College. So, Coach, you guys are off to a great start, 5-1. Tell us a little bit about your successful start.
Yeah, I guess I would attribute it to just the balance we currently have with our pitching, our defense, and our offense. Pitching wise, we currently have a 3.35 ERA. Defensively, we're fielding 983 right now, and offensively, we're almost hitting 300 as a team. So there's some balance there a little bit. And our pitching coach, Coach DeMaria, he's been doing a great job in the preparation of our pitchers, and then Coach Camo, who's our defensive coach, he takes care of the infielders and outfielders. He's done a really nice job as well. So of the three, pitching, defense, and offense, I would have to say overall the key to our 5-1 start has been pitching. And I would say defense is a close second. 4 of our 5 wins that we've had, they have been really close games, save opportunities for our pitching staff. So basically, our starting pitching is setting the tone, for what we're doing in games, and then they're passing the baton off to our bullpen, and our bullpen stepping up. So the starting pitching and the bullpen, they're just really doing a nice job in keeping us in games. And the difference between this year and last year with our pitching staff is that we're better as far as starting pitching is concerned. We're better in our depth, in our bullpen, and we were prone last year to losing some close games. And so far this year, that hasn't been the case. So, I put my thumb on it. Probably the one overall is pitching.
Awesome. So you guys play games back-to-back. You do a lot of back-to-back games.
Yeah.
How do you keep you guys mentally focused in 4 games in like 2 days usually?
Yeah, in the NAIA, we play 4 games in 2 days, doubleheaders each day, and so it's a challenge, that's for sure. Physically, even though it's a mental thing, there's a physical component to that, and in my opinion, I think it takes a village, and so I really appreciate what Coach Vaz and Coach Lowe do with our guys in the strength and conditioning department. They get our guys physically right and to handle that, and then obviously our athletic training staff, Abby, Haley, and Allison, they do a really good job in keeping our guys healthy and prehabbing and recovery and stuff like that. So that helps us a lot. We're physically better for it. Mentally, it's tough to say exactly, but I would say I would say 2 things that we talk a lot about with in our program, and that's communicative energy and not fearing any kind of failure. And so, as far as communicative energy, what we mean there when we talk to the guys is just bringing that positive, relentless energy to a baseball game. Not so much about yelling and screaming, type stuff, but mostly just sharing information about the game. For example, hitters, in your at bat, what are you seeing? How are you getting pitched? Share that information you're learning with the other hitters in the lineup, and next thing you know, you may hear 4 or 5 guys talking about the same thing, and now you got a trend,
right? And
you can make adjustments that way. So just that kind of communicative energy. And second thing is just not fearing any kind of failure. We don't want our guys concerned with making mistakes in games. We don't want them to be concerned about what the coaching staff is going to say. So we talk to them a lot about not fearing any kind of failure, and instead lean into it a little bit, and not worrying about making that error. I tell the guys, a little story, not a story, but just a cliche, is that I've never coached a guy that said, hey, I want to make an error. So we don't want our guys to be afraid about what the coaching staff is going to say, and just lean into that fear and get after it. And so basically, I call it kicking a dent, in fear and stuff like that. So we feel our philosophies on communicative energy and what we talk about as far as not fearing failure helps us stay focused in that grind of a 4-game series.
So last question, a little bit about you. So who or what made you want to become a baseball coach?
Yeah, 3 things, I guess. First one was my dad. The second one is a lot of teachers and coaches that I had growing up in my life. And then I obviously just love baseball, so putting the 3 together. But my dad was also a high school baseball coach. He coached for over 40 years.
Oh, wow.
had over 1,000 wins as a coach. He was inducted into the South Dakota Baseball Hall of Fame, and
That's awesome.
so he's the legacy in the state of South Dakota and an ambassador for baseball. And being around it and him sharing his knowledge and love for the game, obviously it kind of created a little bit of fire in me. And then just growing up, I had so many awesome teachers and coaches in my life that really made a positive difference. And so I guess kind of a cliche way, it was that difference they made in my life, I really kind of felt a calling to pay it forward, so to speak. And then I played other sports, but baseball was my passion. So the three of those together, that led me to the direction I'm at.
Yeah, I mean that's awesome. That's so cool that your dad was that great of a baseball coach. Now you're following up, and that's awesome. That's really cool. So, thank you so much, Coach. I hope the weather is nice for you this weekend. And I'm looking forward to see how the weekend plays out.
Yeah.
But thank you guys all for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Go Trojans.